People magazine just ran a story today that Malcolm Jamal Warner's widow, Tanisha, is suing his mom because she says, quote, she's struggling to care for our daughter, end quote. If you recall, Malcolm Jamal Warner passed away on July 20th, 2025 in Costa Rica due to an accidental drowning. I wanted to do this story because I am a widow and I want to give you guys 5 myths about becoming a widow and 5 steps that you can take so that you can be financially stable if you happen to survive your spouse. So before we go into the myths, I'm going to explain really quickly what Tanisha has shared and what people has reported so far. Tanisha said that she has been, over the last year, privately trying to settle her beloved husband's complicated estate and honor his last wishes. This is a legal battle against his mom. And quote, she said, he was close to finalizing a new estate plan to replace a stale plan created in 1996 when he was 26. So that is 30 years ago for all intents and purposes. She also said, quote, I have been struggling to care for our daughter as a single mom. She also said, legally, I had no choice but to take action to protect our rights before any statute of limitations. So let's now go into the 5 myths. Number 1, society does not provide for surviving spouses like it's sort of alluded to in the movies. When someone dies, your house isn't automatically paid for. Your bills aren't automatically paid for. It does not work like that unless it is set up like that. The second myth, one of the biggest misconceptions is that if you're married and your spouse dies and they have a will, you automatically think, oh, well, the will means everything is going to come to me and I'm going to be taken care of. He or she could have a will that gives everything to somebody else. Just because you're married does not exclude you from being impacted by what's in the will. That's a big misconception. If he or she has a will that has not been updated, you just heard the example. If you are not included, you are in fact excluded. The third myth, and this probably makes me the saddest, but their family is not going to look out for you. And this is not any shade to anybody's family, okay? But here's the reality. A lot of times when the person is alive and they have control of the money, that's one thing. But the minute that they die, you and the family are on opposite sides. And a lot of times the family, they don't care about your responsibilities, your needs, your child's needs. It can get really ugly. Number 4, the items in your spouse's name do not automatically convey to you. Say you've been driving his car that he pays for and then he dies. Unless you call them, make some arrangement, someone's going to come and pick that car up. And this goes for credit cards being cut off and everything. Things do not automatically convey into your name because you're married. The 5th myth is about time. Say, for example, your spouse dies on the 1st of the month. You don't have automatically 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, a year to get it together. If they died on the 1st of the month in January, the people want to be paid for whatever is owed on the 1st of the next month, which will be February. This idea that as soon as someone dies, you have all of these months to make it right, that just doesn't exist. As soon as they die, time is ticking. And the creditors and the bill collectors, they want their money. Now, let me give you some solutions on how to be stable if you happen to outlive your spouse. Number 1, When you are dating and getting serious, you need to have the conversation with your spouse about being taken care of, life insurance. What would happen to us if we died? Those conversations need to be had. And this is why. A person who really loves you doesn't want you to struggle. Say you're having a conversation with someone who you're engaged to, and you say, hey, I want to have a will so that if you own the house and something happened to you, it doesn't kick me and our kids out. If your spouse isn't willing to have that conversation with you, you have married the wrong person. So that is why I'm saying you have the conversation while you're dating, while you're engaged. You do not have kids without understanding how things are going to go down financially. You do not get married without having these things explained. The second thing, have a will, have an estate plan. You can also make a schedule to update it regularly. So every time you have a child, it's updated, or you get older, it's updated. Y'all moved, you update it. You can register it with a lawyer so that the updates are going through the lawyer. The goal is to have some type of estate plan that is updated so that you are not left in a complicated situation. Now, we just talked about Malcolm Jamal Warner. He had an estate plan from 1996. It is 2026. He died in 2025. So when he got married, he didn't update his estate plan. And when he had a child, he didn't update his estate plan. Now, may he rest in peace, and I'm not trying to throw him under the bus at all. But what I'm saying is, for a solution, everyone, if you have an estate plan and you marry somebody, you need to be included in their estate plan. You need to have some agreement that if they change it, you're going to be notified legally. You have to protect yourself. If you have a child, you have to say to your spouse, hey, if we have a child, I want the child to be included in your estate plan. You need to do this legally for your protection. If you don't do that, just because you are married to them, you can be in a situation that leaves you with nothing and your child with nothing. And here's the messed up part about it. Say they have a plan, as we heard of Malcolm Jamal Warner, and say the plan, because he was single in 1996, left everything to his mama, and he gets married and he has a kid and he never updates it. The mom could literally be like, yeah, well, if he wanted to update it, include y'all, he could have. Otherwise, everything is coming to me. Now, people will sit up there and be like, well, why would somebody do that? Because that's what people do. So again, if you are going to get married, explain to them, I don't care if the person has $1, they got $100,000, they got $1 million, they got $2 million. It's nothing wrong with saying, hey, I want this to be done. Hey, let's do it. Number 3, life insurance is very important. When you and the person get married, you can decide you're going to have life insurance for each other, as I had with my husband, as my husband had with me. But let me tell you a little bit of story. We got married and we both got life insurance. And at some point, the life insurance lapsed. My husband didn't pay it, and he didn't tell me until I asked him. And I said to him, wait a minute, we got 2 kids. You need to go and re-up your life insurance. I don't care what it is, but we need to do it. And so having regular financial conversations with your spouse, if they forget to pay it, always pay into it, because you don't know what's going to happen. And another point that I want to say about life insurance, either party can pay for life insurance. You could pay for life insurance for your spouse. Your spouse could pay it for you. It doesn't really matter. The point that matters is for you to have it. The number 4 solution might be controversial, but I believe wherever you live, you should know the financials of where you live at, meaning the bills. How much is the mortgage? How much is the lights? How much is the water bill? How much is everything? How much are the taxes per year for me to live here? I know a lot of people want to be taken care of and never pay a bill and all that type of stuff, and I get it. But when something goes south and you don't know what anything costs, how to take care of anything, you are at a disadvantage. And so, even if you're in a situation where you elect to not pay for anything, or your spouse is saying, no, I don't want you to pay for anything, it's still helpful for you down the road to know how much things cost in case anything was to go wrong. It's very important. Number 5, and I want to say this for my stay at home moms and for people who want the soft life and all of that. You can save your own money. You can create your own nest egg. A lot of people talk about having savings of 6 months stored away. I think that women should have savings of 3 years, 5 years stored away, because you never know what's going to happen. The more money that you have saved away, the more buffer that you have in an emergency. When a spouse dies, it's already an emotional burden. And so if you have to put financial grief on top of your emotional grief, that's a whole lot of grief. So husbands, wives, everybody out here, don't be afraid to create a nest egg for yourself. Don't be afraid to get life insurance. Don't be afraid to have those tough conversations with your significant other, because let me tell you, if something happens and something goes left, you are going to wish that you did. All right, y'all, that's one to grow on. Peace. See you next time.